All right, no sweat. I
I
appreciate it.
did just want to say that, man. Thank you for having me up here, bro.
I appreciate it, brother. You know I would have you on here longer, but I ain't doing a long live
Nah,
stream.
it's all good,
So I
man.
got to
No
go
sweat, no
catch a
sweat.
flight. All right, no sweat.
All good, brother.
All right. To the other call on the line, you there?
Hey, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
All right, Shalom, Captain. I just had two questions for you. I know you don't have a lot of time, so I'll make it quick.
Okay.
My first question for you is, could you give a breakdown of Joshua chapter 10 and verse 12, please?
What does it say?
I'll nearly paraphrase it. It says that the Lord told the sun to stand still and the moon to stay still among certain valleys.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know if that requires a breakdown. I mean, what the Lord did, that's what he did.
Well, there's a reason why I'm asking, because, say, for instance, based on my viewing of the ISUPK organization, I believe, or I should say I perceive, that you guys hold to the 1969 moon missions, right? You guys believe in those?
The 1969 what?
Moon landing?
No, I don't know if I would say we believe in it. That's just what they said. That's what the
But
white
you
man.
guys do believe in the heliocentric model, correct?
Yeah, I don't know what a heliocentric model is.
Well, real quick, the heliocentric or geocentric, the heliocentric means like the spinning globe Earth, but the geocentric basically means like a world that doesn't like move, right? It's not in motion. So the whole reason I brought up Joshua chapter 10, verse 12, is I wanted to ask, according to modern science, they claim that the Earth is in rotation around the sun. But according to the Bible verse, it seems like
I get what you're saying. It seems like the sun and the moon are rotating. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
So I don't know if okay, in reading that, I don't know if it's to interpret it as the earth is moving and the sun and the moon is not, or the sun and the moon is moving and the earth is not. I don't think that's what it's written for. What it's written for is to say that the Lord controlled the heavens so that they can do the job. It's almost like when it says when the sun comes up, technically the sun doesn't come up because it doesn't go down, but you can read that in the scriptures. It's just like a visual concept. So when Joshua 10, it's just saying the sun and the moon did not move, meaning, or stayed, meaning it didn't change daytime. That's the ultimate point. Meaning, whatever, if the sun is staying where it's at, whereas normally it would be nighttime at 9 p.m. and the moon is coming out. That didn't happen on that day. That's more so.
Right. So God like kept the sun and the moon in
right
the sky,
in the position that they was right. So now, then that's what I'm saying. It's not really saying either one. It's not saying the earth, sun, or moon moved or didn't move. It's just saying that the sun stayed where it was at. The earth stayed where it was at. The moon stayed where. So really, you could say everything stopped so that that can be achieved.
One more thing to ask you, like say for instance, one example, when you read Matthew 24, there's a verse in there that speaks about the moon giving her own light, and I know it mentions it in other areas of the Bible, like in the Genesis account. But the problem with this is this will go against modern day science, because they claim that the moon reflects the sunlight, but the Bible is saying that the moon reflects her own light onto the earth. So would you say you disagree with the modern science, or would you say
no? So again,
your interpretation?
Right. So again, it's not this. It ain't making a scientific assertion. So it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars which shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. That's not talking about a literal moon or sun. In the Bible, when you see sun and moon, it's like wisdom, understanding. It's talking about knowledge. You can get that out of Ecclesiastes, I think it's 7, when it says wisdom is good to them that see the sun. I believe that's the verbiage. I'm going to find a scripture for you. So in that verse, it's not talking about a literal sun or moon. It's talking about understanding.
Okay, I'll accept that answer.
Let me read it. Let me just read the scripture. This Ecclesiastes 7 and 11. It says, wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is a profit to them that see the sun. So when you get, so like, the metaphor is that our knowledge, our understanding, our growth will be darkened in that day. Even the stars falling. A star had to rise, a star falls. So it's talking about falling out of power, falling out of grace, falling down to the ground, or being brought to a low state. That's what it's talking about.
All right, but real quick on that, you
Hmm.
would agree with me though that when we read the Genesis account of the creation, it says that God made two great lights,
Right.
the sun to rule the day, and
And
the
the
moon
moon to rule
to
the night. Right.
rule the night.
Right.
But when we read that, it seems like they're their own individual light source. Would you agree with me on that?
They're their own individual lights. Now, how the Lord makes it up, because I've heard in science what you're saying, that the moon gets its light from the sun. Now, I'm not a scientific expert to approve or disprove that. But let's say if in the Lord's creation, he created that one, and that's why it's a lesser light because it reflects, it wouldn't take away from the scripture.
Right. And again, just for the audience so they know my position, I'm not taking a scientific
Right.
perspective.
I don't
believe
think
in the
nobody
Bible.
believes that. I think you're just trying to resolve why science is saying one thing and the scriptures are saying another.
Well, I was really asking because, say for instance, I know a lot of the camps that split off from the One West, they go around and teach, a bunch of different doctrines, and
Hmm.
particularly on this, like some camps teach, flat Earth, other one, hell, they teach concave Earth, if you ever heard of that one,
Mm-mm.
a bunch of other nonsense. But the reason I brought all this up is there certainly appears to be certain verses in the Bible that would contradict to the modern day scientific view, such as the one I brought up about the sun and the moon having their own lights, according to the Bible.
Right.
That would go against the Bible.
Right.
That's why I wanted to ask you the question on it.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the call, brother.
All right, thanks.
No problem.